Price of Jazz coming in with another transmission from Factorio Outposts. Alright, so when we last left off, we dealt with our defenses, we got our radar up and scanning and whatnot, and there's important stuff to show you guys. Specifically, boom, there it is. Those are the ones that have been coming after us, and you can see that our pollution has been spreading in such a fashion that it looks like it's just reaching them, so that's probably why they keep attacking, is it keeps getting them. We also have an enemy outpost up to the northwest. Looks like it's going to be okay for a while. I did move this wall from here to here, and you can see I put a small wall there, so I extended our base's space, but I don't think we're going to have to worry too much about those guys in the northwest for now. You can see I filled this up with fast inserters. I know that there's a bit of a controversy over whether or not I should or should not have done that, but I like my choice there. I also got a whole bunch more research, and as you can see, because I got all these research stations, stuff is going quite a bit faster. So I'm trying to get through all of the prerequisites. I got solar power, I got lasers, I got optics, I got all kinds of stuff that I have researched, and we're just moving forward with all of those. So let's go ahead and get substations. I just created another green science pack factory, so hopefully that'll at least get these working a little bit faster. It looks like I might be running up against it. I might have to make even yet another one, which is fine because at this point I can iterate on these two and just extend them down in this direction, and I should be able to get that working as long as I can keep up pace with these, which it looks like those might now be the slowing factor. I did not realize. Something to consider. Okay, well, I will be thinking about that for sure. What else? Oh, yes, I did a big expansion over here that's important to show y'all. I had a good comment about how to deal with power, specifically that boilers can power more. It's more than a 1-to-1 ratio. There's a little bit more you can get out of it. And so what I did is I kept the power that I already had just because I was experimenting, but this actually worked out pretty well. So I carried the water through, and then I carried the coal down as well. And the water can actually come out this side, and you can see it's coming out at only about 50 degrees. But then I put in 4 more boilers here, and then I created a line of 6 of these steam engines, and even by the end of it, when I hover over it, you can see that my temperature is still resting at 100, so we're good there. I could even probably get maybe 1 more out of there, but maybe throw a couple more boilers, etc. And 1 water pump can apparently pump water enough through to reach, I think, 10 boilers, or 10 steam engines. No, it's like 14 steam engines and like 10 boilers. So this right here could be extended a little bit, but it's kind of reaching the edge for one of those. But still, we have tons of power now, and I've started using that power for various things. And so you can see that my performance is resting around halfway, but that's a lot of power that we have to work with. So that's great. But we are still working towards getting that solar power up and running. So what else have I done? Well, you can see I have a belt of iron plates heading up in this direction for some reason. That's because we are going to get into battery production. Like I said, we started with this oil stuff, and it's really important. If we go and look at the requirements for batteries, which are necessary components to all kinds of stuff, specifically, we're going to be needing them for things for these advanced processing units and whatnot, but we're going to need them for solar power, or solar panels. We need them for solar panels, and we need them for the accumulators. And that's really, I think, going to be a good step up for us as far as the kind of energy that we can produce and use. Okay, we got our accumulators. Let's get, I think I want to get these combat robotics. Capsules are really, really good. When we can get, I'm trying to think, there's one, I don't know where it is. It's under one of the military settings, but essentially we can get some like poison capsules, some poison orbs that we can throw that it might actually be this one, the defender capsule, but that'll really help us to take out the enemy. So we're going to go ahead and start. Yeah, let's research that while we wait. I also need to research plastics. But so what we're going to do is we're going to expand this out so that we can start producing sulfur and the other requisite components. So let's look at that really quickly. We need sulfuric acid. How do you get sulfuric acid? Okay, we need iron plates, sulfur, and water. So this is going to be my northern iron line. All right. Try and say that a couple times without saying northern lion. And I'm going to have that coming up here, and that'll be able to get pulled into different machines, specifically into that chemical plant is what we're going to be using today, I believe. And then we're also going to need to get some water up here, so I'll need a water pump. Go ahead and build one of those. Okay, and what else are we going to need? So, need iron plates and copper plates and sulfuric acid, so I'm going to need to be getting copper up here as well. But first we can start getting the sulfur produced. So, let's go ahead and sulfur, we need water and petroleum. So, if we take our chemical plant, and we'll leave one, well, let's leave a 2 gap, right, so that we can do our lovely pipe to grounds. And for this, one of the issues we're going to run into very quickly, and so I'm going to have to kind of be dealing with this on the fly, is we're going to have to deal with the fact that our light oil and our heavy oil are going to build up while our petroleum gas is going to continue to be being used. So as soon as these things fill, then I'll stop getting more petroleum. So I'm also going to have to extend out a couple more tanks worth of this, and eventually you can start further heavy processing of these oils and get it turned into petroleum, which is sort of the most useful gas. And so that's what we will do. But for the short term, we're just going to have to deal for now. All right, I can fit through there, right? Yep, okay. And let's go ahead and build a whole ton of those. And where's our water pump? All right, so this will be our northern water line. Where can I get you? Where can I get you? There we go. Okay, pipes. How far can a pipe to ground go? Just so I'm not wasting so much space. Okay, and you. All right. And just because we can. Well, I mean, hell, if they can go that far, why not, right? Boom, and boom. Okay, so now this guy has water and petroleum gas. We will set it to sulfur production. And then the way, we're going to need to get some power up here. That's sure. Got you. Okay, let's get you there. And I think I want it there for reasons. And let's just go ahead and get a regular inserter. And let's just, yep, we're making sulfur. Okay, so if we pop that there, for now, that's all we're going to do with that. And I want to say you can continue, so like this output here will continue petroleum gas through, and this one here will continue water through. So let's check with that, because since now we have sulfur and we're going to be producing sulfuric acid, we need sulfur, water, and iron plate. So we're not going to need the petroleum gas through, but we are going to want the water through. So let's see. If I put that there, is there anything in it? No. Okay. So that doesn't work that way, or at least not as far as I can tell. So I guess that's when you produce a liquid or a gas, it will come out those sides. I thought that you could continue these through, but that's fine. So we have our sulfur here. We're going to need more water, so we might as well just take it off of the main line. How about, yeah, let's do it like that. And let's get another, let's build our second chemical plant. Let's build another pipe to ground. And so, yeah, I have been attacked several times from the south, as to be expected, I would think. But the guns seem to be doing a fantastic job, so I think it worked out in the end, the way that we set that up. Okay, we've got our second chemical plant here, which we will just go like that. And where's our pipe to ground? You and you. Okay, and we're going to set you to sulfuric acid. So you've got water, and we will give you, I mean, crap, if all I was using the sulfur for was this, then I could have just honestly had it get pulled straight into there. But I think I'm going to need sulfur later on for other things, not just that, and so it's good to have it kind of planned that way. All right, does that work? Perfect. Look at that. They're just handing it off to each other. Okay, so now we're getting that, and now it's going to be coming out as this sulfuric acid. So that's great. So let's get another storage tank. Let's actually build a couple of these because I want to double up on these at least. There's also a way to start producing barrels that we could use in order to try and offset some of these, put them into storage for future use. But yeah, let's go ahead and get a storage tank. Am I okay just having it pump straight in? Yes, I'm okay with that. So that should... Oh, I need the iron plates. Ha! I knew there was something missing. So let us build a couple of those. I'm going to actually need some iron here. Build a couple of these, a couple more of those. Alright, so what we're going to do, like I said, we'll extend this up a little bit. And I think, where should we have the iron come in? I mean, it'd be perfect if it was over here, but I can also, if I ran it along like this to here, could it pull from there? I think it could. So we're going to try for that, which is going to mean what we'll do is we will have an underground, like that, and like that, and like, oh, they're going the wrong way. Whoops. Okay, you, and you, and you, like that, okay, and for you, I'm gonna go up one more, come on, come out, alright, and then we're gonna use pipe, or underground belts just simply for space saving purposes. So wait, now I'm confused about that. So they're coming out there. How do I only have a what? Oh, because I never finished out the other side of that, that's why. Yeah. Like this. There we go. Alright, so now iron should be getting in there, that's going in there, and sulfuric acid is building up in here. Alright, that's perfect. So that is going to work for us for the first steps of getting batteries. Now what else do we need? We're going to need copper and iron both getting up here, so I also need copper getting up this way. Now I'm starting to think maybe I should have just pulled from the main line and had that go all the way up this way. We might do that. There's also more copper over here where I could actually just, you know, make some copper and get it over here. So I'm going to deal with that solution, and I will come back shortly with another transmission so we can have the final look at what battery production looks like. We'll get a few more researches done. We'll get this going, and it looks like other things are going well. I'm going to go ahead and put down these other two storage tanks. Works for me. Works for me. Oh, look at that. Look how nice that fits. Oh, I love that. I absolutely love that. Okay. I will be back shortly with the rest of this transmission. Price out. All right, Price to Jazz coming back again. All right, so I did decide to go with my earlier, or to change what I did. So I flipped these back around. They're going back down south. And I created a giant main line. And I might actually replace some of this with underground belts just because, but I figured I might want access to these things around here, so I left this part open, and then it all goes underground. But essentially, I'm now splitting my main line into two lines. We'll see. I mean, what this is doing is it's taking a lot of resources to fill that belt, which is too bad, but it'll eventually catch back up. We've also been attacked like 7 times since the last transmission, but our wall is holding just fine. I haven't seen any kinds of issues as far as damage. Let's double check. Yeah, they don't seem to make it very far. They all tend to die right around in this zone. But they do keep coming, and it does happen more frequently each time. But, so we have our main line of copper and iron plates heading up north. We've got our underground belts carrying it forward, so our sulfur pops onto here. Boom, boom, boom. And we got iron and copper coming through here, so they go into that chemical plant. And now we are going to create a chemical plant that will work for batteries. So I want it to be roughly on the same line, and so I'm having it head downward because I want to pull this line off here so that I can, you know, extend this out further if need be. So this is just kind of looping back in on itself. It's also able to access this main line here, which, oh, I'm now realizing maybe I need to, let's put it one space over because what I would like to allow myself is that in the future, just in case, you know, I always end up needing access points to things. So that will then go there, and we will put our inserter there. We'll need another inserter here for now, and I think for the time being, I'm just going to have it, I'm torn. Do I want it to go into a box, or do I want to just put it onto a belt? Let's put it on a belt for now. Putting it into a box means it'll just make them endlessly until we, you know, run out of resources, which worries me only in that we have to deal with our other issues first. So, and then we'll switch this over to battery production, and we should see something happen. What's going on? All right, all right. Boom, our first battery. This is wonderful. This has just opened up a whole host of other things. The last bit that we'll want to be doing soon, which we might be able to even take care of very quickly, let's build another chemical plant while we figure it out, is the production of plastic. And plastic requires coal and petroleum gas. So what we want then is we're going to want a second line off of here that would bring petroleum gas into a chemical plant. And then we're also going to want a line of coal going over there, which means we're going to need to be pulling off of one of these belts and bringing it up north. So I think I will go ahead and set that up off camera. I will come back to y'all when we have that transmission completed, and then that's where we will end this one. So price out for now. We'll return shortly. All right, price to jazz once again. I think that this works. It was a pretty easy, quick fix. I just started pulling off of this line with some underground belts, carrying forward. So we've got coal heading up this way, and now I'm waiting on some pipe to grounds to finish, and I will hook this up, and then we will have plastic, and we're going to do the same thing where for the time being we're just going to put it onto a belt. Because this is the kind of belt that I might, have essentially running also throughout my whole base, because it is they are the kind of materials that are extremely useful like that. So let's pull off the petroleum gas line there. We've got a petroleum, and we need our inserters. I don't know why I built one. I should have tons. Yeah, always got tons of inserters, so I should be able to pull like that, and we'll just put a little power pole there. Perfect. And plastic. Wonderful. So we've now stepped into the next realm, right? We've got batteries, we've got plastic. I'm realizing that my research isn't working because I picked one that had blue science packs. You guys have probably been yelling at the screen. Oh well, that happens. So we are going to ramp up to a new form of research. Let's think. Let's get these fast inserters for now. Essentially, that's just going to allow inserters to carry stacks of things rather than one single bit. So that's useful. Anyway, we've now reached this point. We've gotten plastic, we've got batteries, we have the essential components to move into the next stages of production. So I think what we'll be doing next is we'll be optimizing these lines, working towards getting, let's look at the research for it. Where are you? Maybe I already got it. Did I already get advanced oil processing? No, here it is. Advanced oil processing. This is what we want, because here you can take heavy oil, turn it into light oil. You can take light oil and turn it into petroleum. Once we have that, what we will do is we will create our, we'll have these things going forward. We'll get our huge storage tanks full of heavy oil to drain out and become light oil, have that feed back in, have the light oil become petroleum, have that feed back down into the system, and then we'll have everything running off of petroleum-based stuff, because I think 90% of the recipes that have to do with oil use petroleum, so we definitely want a higher level of petroleum than that. So I think then our next transmission will be the ramping up of production for blue science packs, which are going to require the advanced circuits and the batteries. The advanced circuits require plastic, and batteries we're already producing. So between those two things, we can finally start getting these blue science packs, moving up to the next stage. This is going to be awesome. So with that, thank you all for listening. It means a lot to me, and it helps me keep this stuff going. Let me know if you have any suggestions. I had a whole bunch of great suggestions before on ways that I can improve things, including the knowledge about how well these steam engines can work, and I may even tear these out and put them in the most efficient fashion possible. We'll see if that happens, but for now this is working, and we'll expand into solar power soon. All right, y'all. Thank you for listening, and I will see y'all next time. Price out.